The Holy Gospel according to Saint Matthew. Jesus told his disciples this parable. It will be as when a man who was going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, "Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received the 1 talent came forward and said, "Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, and gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back." His master said to him in reply, "You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant and gather where I did not scatter. Should you not then have put my money in the bank so that I could have got it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." By the words of the Holy Scriptures, may our sins be forgiven. What does this story have to do, especially Jesus' point in today's gospel? Brothers and sisters, recall the parable Jesus told. A wealthy man had 3 people working for him. One workman had great ability. The second had average ability. The third had little ability. One day, the wealthy man decided to make a journey. Before he left, he gave each workman a sum of money according to his ability. The first got 5,000 silver pieces, the second got 2,000 silver pieces, the third 1,000. The 3 workmen were to use the money to make a profit for the owner during his absence. What is the deeper meaning behind that parable? Who do the 3 workmen stand for? What does the money they were given stand for? The wealthy man who went on the journey stands for Jesus, who ascended to heaven after his resurrection. He will return again at the end of the world. The workers stand for you and me. In his absence, Jesus expects us to use the talent God has given us to work for the spread of God's kingdom on earth. When Jesus returns, he will judge us on how well we used our talents to work for the kingdom. It is interesting to note in Jesus' parable that the man with the least ability was the one who made no effort to do anything with the money he had been given. He ended up inventing an excuse for his laziness. The man seemed to have reasoned that he had so little money that he could excuse himself from doing any work. There seems to be a similar tendency in us to reason this way. We reason that God hasn't called us to any high office in the church. Therefore, we can concentrate on saving ourselves and leave the work of spreading the kingdom to those in high office. In short, we behave like the third man in Jesus' parable. Today's gospel placed before us an especially fitting question. St. Paul says, "Brothers and sisters, you yourselves know very well that the day of the Lord will come, as a thief comes at night. So then, we should not be sleeping, we should be awake." Let's close with this prayer. Lord, teach us to be generous. Teach us to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the costs, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rests, to labor and not to ask for reward, except to know that we are doing your will.